Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are heading out for the day. It's bright and early, and we're off to Hutchinson, Minnesota. We're gonna go to a factory where they actually build cutting edges, because we're gonna take a look at some of the cutting edge options for these back plows, because they don't use a cutting edge like you and I are used to. They don't use steel cutting edges. They use, I don't even know how to describe it. Here it comes. So we're putting a new cutting edge on that short iron. Look how thin that's gotten on that back. That's the blade we've used the longest of any of them. We've had no issues with it. It's been a good blade, so it's time to put a new cutting edge on it and put her back in work this year. So if you look, you can see that this cutting edge is made out of some kind of propylene material, where the cutting edge on the front of them, now we've got wear guards on these and curb guards on these, is steel. So well, thanks for hooking up the front. I didn't need that one. We're only putting, no, we're just putting a cutting edge on the back.
Yeah, all right.
It's no big deal.
It was in the way anyways.
I know it was.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, look at how this has been frayed. No, I'm gonna hold on to this cutting edge, because I mean, well, hey, you think we should hold on to this cutting edge, or do you think we should just toss it?
I would hold on to it.
Yeah, but look at how close it's getting right to the metal, right in the corners. We would definitely wreck this moldboard if we went through like that corner right there.
Yeah, it is getting close.
That's close. And you go too far on that, then you've lost your front. If you wreck it, you can just drill a bolt hole in the back. I mean, worst case scenario, but we're not to that point, so let's not get there. Oh, all right, let's get some stuff moved. I don't know, I just love regular cab trucks. Brings me back in time. We would all squeeze in it together. I like to hold on to the old stuff too much, I think. So I wanted to give you guys options. So I found a company that installs Teflon blades on for, you know, if you're gonna be snow plowing a parking ramp or a softer surface and you can't have the steel chipping off the coating. We've used Teflon blades in the past, so I asked them if they could put on a back blade onto a pickup truck, and this is gonna be one of their very first ones, and we're gonna actually work through it with them. But these guys are gonna start offering these as solutions to you guys. This is the cleanest mask I could find in my truck, and it's not mine. Guys, meet Nancy. She's gonna take us inside and show us around, and then we're gonna build the cutting edge and stick it on. I think that's the plan today.
That's the plan.
All right, well, let's go in and do it. Should be cool. Oh, thanks, Nancy. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we've got Jack. He's actually the president of May West, and you guys are like the poly people.
The poly people.
So what is this, Jack?
So this is either high density polyethylene or ultra high density polyethylene, but this is regrind. So
okay.
You can see the little speckles in there.
Okay.
Not a bad product. We actually use it for quite a few different things. But essentially they take that plastic, grind it all up, remelt it together, and produce that new sheet.
Okay.
So what we're going to be putting on your rig here, Stan, is virgin. So it's right out of the mill. It hasn't been reprocessed. It has longer strains for the the plastic itself.
Okay.
And it should last longer than this one even. So.
Okay. So one of the important things that I want to point out to the guys as they're doing it, the important thing is you need to extend the edge of your cutting edge out, because this is a wear point, and this is the reason why we're actually replacing it. You can actually see where I've already started to grind into it.
Yep.
The rest of the cutting edge still has life, but extending it out right there is kind of one of those little critical elements that, as these guys are doing it and you're doing it for them, we got to do it, because Nancy, you and I and Alex walked through how to build this thing, because of the measurements. The length is longer, but it sticks out, and the measurements can be off a little bit. So make sure you get those measurements right when you guys are going to order your own. Just a good point to use. So all right, well, let's go in and start checking out the process then.
Awesome.
Right, all right, let's do it. Kind of a kudos to Nancy. She's the gal in the video. Man, did she want to make sure she got that right. And it wasn't because we were shooting a YouTube video, because at that point we didn't really talk about it. I had to go out and measure the bolt holes, measure the ends of it, make sure that everything was directly on. So that's going to be part of your process if you guys order from them. Hope you guys don't mind, but we're outside. I took off my mask. That's what I was saying.
Each hardware
I
kit?
took off my mask.
5/8 by 3-inch bolt.
Now, do you guys supply the hardware kit with the cutting edges in a case like this, or should the guys plan on having their own?
We offer either way.
Okay.
So we do offer, you know, a new hardware kit with your cutting edge.
What are these grade bolts? So these bolts were actually too thick around. We ended up going with my own bolts.
I believe that's...
We don't need an 8.
Yeah. That would be a grade 5.
Grade 5, perfect. Yeah, we don't need an 8 for
grade 8.
something like this. Overkill.
Yeah,
Way
grade 8 is
overkill.
overkill.
Yeah. Besides, they'll just rust on anyway, right? I mean, if it's got anything to do with snow or farming, you can definitely guarantee rust will be involved.
Pretty rusted.
But we ended up reusing my old bolts because the bolts that they have were too thick, and I didn't want to bore out my holes, and you'll see why. It's rounding, and it looks like we're already getting some rounding. You can see it right there on the bottom side. And I'm just a little nervous about taking any meat away from the bottom side of that.
Sure.
I'm good with just reusing ours, and then if I have a problem, I'll just get some brand new ones and stick them on myself. So okay. we'll get her up and running the way it is now, and worry about anything else down there. So we're gonna reuse my bolts, no big deal. So before we pop this side up, you can see where there sits just below that cutout.
Oh sure.
And the new one sits just up high, a little bit higher. So we're just gonna take out that one corner to make sure that we get it. And we might end up doing it right here too. So one of the most important things you can do when you're going to order, and these guys are great, Nancy, which you met earlier, one of the things that she stressed that I worked with her on is the measurements. She was amazing at that. She actually sent me a drawing and went through it with Alex and just made sure that everything was top notch. Just make sure you get your measurements right. Otherwise you're gonna be cutting plastic on your own. That's perfect. Oh, look, and the holes line up just right.
That's great.
That's almost, yes. So if you guys are curious to how much blade we wore down, look at this. In 3 years we wore that much blade off. We've done a little bit of plowing. This is spec back to where it was before. It's actually a little bit more. That's a lot of blade to go through. This is actually, this is more blade than what we originally had. That corner is well protected now. Yeah, this is actually a lot more blade than what we originally had on there. I think they gave us an extra inch or two. And there's my old rusty bolts we're reusing. I just didn't want to bore out my holes. I mean, worst case scenario, if those holes do go to heck, I could always drill new holes next to them, but if they're still good and I can reuse my old bolts, I'm fine with that. What difference does that make? All right, guys, we got the new back blade on, and I think I actually gained more beef. I think we went a little bit deeper, which is all right. The old one lasted 3 years. I'm guessing this one's gonna last a lot longer than that. But oh, yeah. If these guys wanted to actually find out from you guys, you know, to get their own blade, where would they go?
You can buy one of our blades at one of our many May West dealers. Find us online at maywest.com.
All right.
Give us a call at 1-800-788-6483.
There you go. There's your infomercial for May West. He was very nervous about doing that. In fact, I give him kudos for that. Not everybody's good on camera, so the May West folks were pretty decent folks to work with. And hey, it gives you guys options out there to figure out. You know, I mean, yeah, you can go right to your dealer supposedly and get one, but sometimes they don't have them in stock, and so I always like to have a backup plan. That's what this was, me exploring that backup plan. I'm trying to drop this short iron off, and I've got it disconnected, but it just doesn't want to let loose of the hitch. If I get it tweaked just right. That didn't seem right.
Oh.
A little grease goes a long way. I should have lubed them up before I stuck them in. Those are my pins for the hitches. Ruh-roh, Raggy. That's not good. What happened here? Crap. This is the part that doesn't make sense. What do we got going on? We're not overheating. We're not. Why are we leaking so bad? I did just drive 70 miles in 40-degree weather with a pull plow and a front plow, but it didn't overheat on the thermostat. That just happened on the drive home. I don't remember. We've never had a leak like that. We're gonna run it back to my house, which is a few miles down the road, and then we're gonna see if just that can maybe cool the engine down. We've got plenty of antifreeze. We're gonna see when we park if we have another dripper. So let's just double check it before we go flipping out. We've got the short iron parked there, and where did we put the Western? You can see, look at how much she did the drip just from. And that, by the way, was really nice to unhook. That went way faster than I remembered, but that's not good. So this is the new Boss Drag Pro 180Z. I'm installing some really obnoxiously big markers on it, because believe it or not, on these back plows, those big markers are really nice, because when you're going down the road, you bump that controller, you can instantly see where everything is. It's almost like you're a little paranoid driving down the road with these 16-foot blades going down. So if that thing opens up, I'd hate to be a mailbox or a person walking a dog. So here's part of my videos you guys don't normally get to see. When I'm done with tools, I'm gonna send them back. That's what I'm gonna do today. So is this gonna be a reverse boxing? I don't know, let's just see what happens. Reverse boxing, never quite as fun when you open them up the first time, but it's gonna be interesting. This is such a heavy-duty case. I guess this is the kind of case you need for a $2,000. Look at this thing. I have never seen anything like this. Oh, wow. Okay, this is actually, smells good. That's got to be like a $300 case. Cool. It's got all these styrofoam things. You guys, you got to check this out. I've never seen anything like that. That's pretty cool. Milwaukee sent me the case, so I'd send them their $2,000 saw back, or however much these things cost. I don't know. So this is, you guys, if you want to know, pretty much the perfect saw for the guy that doesn't like dealing with gas. And you just got to make a few cuts every now and then. go take the blade off. Right. Like a glove. Get them tight. I had to pull them batteries out. I couldn't ship them with the batteries, so even though I got everything nice and snug and all cozy and ready to go, I had to take the batteries out because the FedEx place wouldn't accept them. If it ships, it fits. I don't actually know who says that. All right, let's see if it rattles. Oh, yeah, Montana. That is. What do you guys think? It sounds fine to me, dude. All right, me too then. Don't drop it on your foot. Steel toe cans. Except it didn't hit on my steel toe. It actually hit right where the steel toe stopped. Well, it's gonna get dark on me. And the rest of the stuff I gotta do is inside. Punching keys on a keyboard like a monkey. So that's not that fun to watch. It was an interesting day. I'll keep you guys updated on how that Ford goes for sure. That's I don't know why it would do that. Never seen one do that, but hey, it is what it is. There's always something new. I mean, as contractors, we always have something new coming down the pipeline for us, so that's kind of a blessing and a little bit of a curse at the same time, I guess. But I hope whatever it is, man, you just make the best you possibly can out of it. You know, just thinking about the most important things in life are just the people, right? And trying to enjoy the journey as we go. So that's all I got. God bless. Go get them. Enjoy each and every day. We'll see you on another one.